folks. This is David Smith of Correctional Officer Lifestyle. I've already put a short up about it, but this is a longer video for the people that don't know my dad. One of the things that I mentioned in my short is that he was a dad that didn't have to be a dad. My dad and my mom divorced when I was 2, and he married my mom when I was 5. I was part of a package deal, and he accepted me as his own. That's not to say I do not love my father. I do love him with all my heart. I literally can say I grew up with 2 dads. The kind of man that Ron Jurgensmeyer was is amazing. When my dad Bill would visit, he didn't have to get a hotel. He was welcome in the house. He was welcome to stay in the house. For a husband to welcome an ex-husband into the house to stay, to benefit a child that he didn't have to raise, that is the mark of a man, a real man, one that's secure in his manhood, one that's not jealous, one that's not judgmental. I grew up with 2 dads and a mom. So I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I can't say that enough. I'm blessed. So my dad, I don't refer to him as my stepdad. He's my dad. My biological father, I don't refer to him as that. He's my dad. I have 2 dads. So in this video, when I say my dad, I'm talking about retired correctional officer Ronald Jurgensmeyer. He spent 23 years serving his country in the United States Navy. He made the rank of Chief Petty Officer before he retired. He retired having received a career goal. His career goal was to retire off of an aircraft carrier from the Navy. Not only did he retire off of an aircraft carrier, he retired off of the most storied aircraft carrier in the Navy's fleet, the USS John F. Kennedy. She's been commissioned, CV-67. Such a storied ship, they're building another one. In his career, he got to meet and hug his childhood sweetheart. She didn't know that she was his childhood sweetheart, but he got to meet Loretta Lynn and give her a ball cap from the USS Kennedy. Also during his time in the Navy, he saw more action during peacetime than most people see during wartime. He was on ship when the barracks were bombed in Beirut, Lebanon. He spent days washing blood at his sheets because the USS Guam, what he was stationed on, was the medical ship. He was present on the Guam when we invaded the country of Grenada. The Guam was the ship that the Marines launched from. Funny story about that. My sister was watching TV, and she came in. She hollered to Mom. She said, "Mom, Dad's boat's on TV." The USS Guam is an amphibious assault carrier. It's a helicopter carrier, and it is number 9. Even little girl preschool age, can see the number 9 on the side of the boat on the news. Mom came in, saw the boat, immediately picked up the phone, called the Department of the Navy. So why is my husband in the waters off Grenada? Of course, the Navy said, we can neither confirm nor deny the presence of the USS Guam off the coast of Grenada. And my mom said, well, let me help you. It's on the news. I can confirm that the USS Guam is off the coast of Grenada. But anyway, he was also on the USS Kennedy when the Libyan MiGs were shot down over international waters. He was due to come home. He didn't make it. They extended the cruise. When he called to tell Mom that the cruise had been extended, Mom started to throw a fit. Dad hit her with one sentence: the Kennedy does not fight and run. That was all that was said. It was over. When they got done fighting, they came home. When he retired from the Navy in 1989, he looked around for employment. Pensacola, Florida area at that time was sparse with good paying jobs. So he found himself in the academy at Georgetown Vocational Technical School to become a correctional officer. He was the first correctional officer that Century Correctional Institution ever hired. Not the first that worked there. Several people lateraled and transferred in from other places, but he was the first that they hired. He loved telling everybody that it was because he was just that damn good. But then he would tell them the secret. Yes, you put in an application. Did you put a resume in with it? When you put a resume in that already has 23 years of military service on it, yeah, that's pretty tantalizing to an employer. So he worked at Century Correctional Institution. He left Century Correctional Institution, went to Santa Rosa Correctional Institution. He had a small break in service when Mom got real sick and she passed away. And Dad did everything he had to do to lay her to rest and went back to work. That's where I get my work ethic from. Not to say that Ron Jurgensmeyer can't be a brute. Not to say that Ron Jurgensmeyer couldn't be mean. Not to say that Ron Jurgensmeyer didn't have a mean streak in him half a mile wide. But he had a love streak in him that was many, many times bigger. Everybody that met him loved him. Everyone. Everybody on ship, everybody he worked with, everybody loved him. Since his passing, I have had no shortage of people reaching out to me. People that I haven't heard from in decades reaching out to me, asking me for arrangements. They might have to close Santa Rosa Correctional Institution on the day of his funeral. I don't know what they're going to do. Because I imagine there's a lot of correctional officers, supervisors, administrative staff that are going to be at that funeral. I have no doubt. So I'm going to end this video the same way that I ended the short. Because it just needs that kind of closure. Chief Petty Officer Ronald Jurgensmeyer, United States Navy, retired. Correctional Officer Ronald Jurgensmeyer, Florida Department of Corrections, retired. Dad, rest in peace. We have the watch.